Joining us now, first on CNBC, Senator Elizabeth Warren. She's the ranking member of the Banking Committee. Senator Warren, good morning. It's good to have you.
Good morning. Good to be with you.
Why not just take the win? I mean, this was a harsh punishment that encapsulated the better part of a decade, identifying the problem and systematically fixing it.
Well, if they had systematically fixed it, then I'd be happy to take the win. But in fact, every member of the Fed should be embarrassed by what they've just done. Look at Wells Fargo's record. You remember what happened 7 years ago when they get caught in a scandal that is so terrible, it in fact involves criminal penalties. And they set up their whole business operation around cheating their own customers and cheating their investors, and they got caught. So they end up with this penalty that there's going to be a cap on how much growth they can engage in. And what do? Do they clean up operations and say, you know, that's it, we're never going to break the law again? Nope. Not only have they continued to break the law, look how recently they have done it. In January of this year, the SEC tagged them for scamming their own investors. In December of just last year, just what would that be, 6 months ago, the CFPB tags them for more than $800 million scam involving Zelle and their customers. And then last September, the Office of the Comptroller of the Currency tags them for money laundering. And as if all three agencies tagging them for serious violations of the law just in the last 9 months is not enough. In April of this year, just weeks ago, former and current Wells Fargo employees actually put out a report that said Wells is engaging in the same behavior that they were engaging in 7 years ago that started this whole cascade of law breaking, and that Wells Fargo hasn't really changed. I'd like to see Wells go just 1 year without a serious violation of the law before the Fed says, okay, we're good now.
Well, I mean, we could go one by one on all of those, but many of them were not consent orders and not related to the fake account scandal, which is what ultimately had them in the consent order. I'm just curious, Senator, have you read the 20,000, I'm told, pages of documents that they had to provide not just to the Fed, but also to an independent verification on this that allowed them to get this consent order?
So that
freed?
Is the perfect question. And that is exactly what I have asked for. I want the Fed to give the Congress, the Banking Committee, 5 years of bank examination documents. I want to see what it is that Wells Fargo represented to the Fed and what the Fed asked Wells Fargo. Remember, the oversight job in Congress is both for these giant financial institutions, but it's also oversight over our regulatory agencies, including the Fed, to make sure that the Fed is doing its job. So that's what I'm calling for right now.
I think it's hard to release it to the Congress
so that we can read it.